What's happening, everybody? What's good? Coach Steady out here, excited to be out here today. Listen, we're gonna have a good one. We're gonna have a good one. It's been a minute since I did a weekend relationship conversation. But look, it's 2026. We have a brand new year. And guess what? We gotta have this conversation, guys. We gotta have this conversation. I hope you're excited as I am. So, this is gonna be a beautiful conversation. But do me a favor, I want you to invite, tag somebody, tag a friend, let them just show up and be part of our conversation. So we're gonna do the needful, we're gonna do the shares. Please, as you join in, let me know what city, what country you're coming in from. Just type it out there, put it out there. I want to know so that we can just give you a shout out there. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're ready. So I'm just trying to look for my shares here. So you hear a bit of some feedback until I do the shares. I'm looking for what's Coach Steady's page. I think we got it out here. So where you guys joining in from? What city? What country are you joining in from? Since I did a weekend. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. So join in, tune in. We're gonna have a good conversation. Who's in the house? Type your name, your city, your country. I wanna know. 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 Do you have any relationship goals for 2026? What goals do you have for 2026? Kindly share with me what goals do you have for 2026? I would like to know if you have any goals for 2026, specific relationship goals. Since we're talking about relationships today, so kindly share with me, do you have any relationship goals for 2026? I want to know. Put them out in the chat. Do you have any relationship goals? You and your partner, you and your person, do you have any relationship goals that you've set out for your relationship, for your marriage, and for singles? So this conversation is going to be brilliant, you know. So type it out there. Any goals that you've set out? Any goals that you've set out for 2026? Quickly, guys. I'm not gonna be out here long enough. I don't like to stay here long and forever. I like to be quick, do my business, and jump out. So let me know. Quickly share with me any goals you've set out, you and your boo, you and your partner. Do you have any goals? Is that why you guys are here? Because you haven't set out your goals. You are goalless or you are boolless. Which one is which? 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 And as you're joining in, share this, tag somebody, let somebody come in and just join and be part of our conversation. As you join in, type and share. And the question is, do you have relationship goals that you've set uh, for you and your partner, for you and your wife, for you and your husband, or just as a single person? What goals are you setting out? What goals have you set out? I want to know. So put it out there, put it out in the chat. Kindly share with me quickly any goals that you've set out, any goals that you've set out. I want to know. Put them out there. So we're gonna get started because I don't intend. So whether you're watching this stream as um, a rebroadcast, kindly just answer the questions and put it out there. I just want to know. I want to know. So please do me a favor, do the needful. Let's work on something. Let's work on something. Expecting to land. I'm happy to hear that. Beverly says, dating to fulfill purpose, not just matching outfits. Awesome. Isoka Muchinga province. Welcome. Isoka, good to have you in the house. Isoka, good to have Isoka in the house. Happy to have Isoka in the house. Welcome, Isoka. Where you guys, the rest of you joining in from? The rest of you guys, where you coming in from? Please let me know. Let me know. I want to know. Okay, so let's get started. So today's discussion is I'm gonna speak to the singles, the marrieds, and also those that have given up on love. So for those of you that have quit and have given up on love, you have an opportunity to you know, learn as well. So you're in good company. Um, Kasama in the house. I'm happy to see Kasama in the house. So we're gonna have excellent conversations. So no one is gonna be left out on today's conversation. So here's one. So I'm speaking to the singles, the marrieds, and also those that I feel like, you know what, I'm down with love. I just don't care. I really don't care. You know, one of the things that you must understand, if you're going to build very successful relationships, you have to be very intentional about your relationships. If you don't like the results you're getting out of relationships, you got to change what you're doing. And I know some of you feel like, oh no, I've heard all the relationship talks, anything, you know, everything there is, I've heard, I'm sick and tired of all of those things. But you got to stay open to listen, to learn, and to grow and to build yourself and become a better version of yourself. If your relationships are going to become better, you need to be very intentional about it. No good relationships are by accident. And guess what? If you do relationships as experiments, the consequences are going to be deeper. The price you're going to pay is going to be extremely deep. So there will be consequences to the relationship that you keep going on. If you just show up, you're going to be a casualty of the people you get into relationships with. So successful relationships don't just happen. And that's why not so many people have them. Not so many people have successful relationships because successful relationships just don't happen. You have to be intentional at building and developing that marriage you desire, that relationship you desire. You gotta be intentional. If you're not intentional, you will harvest what everybody else is harvesting out there. And the harvest we're seeing in these streets ain't too good. There's so many experimental marriages, experimental relationships, people playing with each other's hearts. And the reason why people keep playing with your heart is because you haven't set proper, sensible, reasonable goals for what you want. You have no goals. You always show up like you are always in the picket shell mode. Kwalolo eko twalola. Where the wind blows is where you go. So you have no specific standards. You have no specific expectations of what your relationship must be able to look like. What are the goals that you are setting for your relationship and what you're building? You need to be extremely intentional about how you're going to show up, how you're going to do those relationships. If you're not intentional, you're going to experiment with your heart. So I'm going to talk to the singles first. The key thing is don't enter into 2026 with the same mindset and unprepared. And one of the things that you need to do is healing is a relationship goal. Healing is a relationship goal. So if you're saying, I have a coaching program, we have a excuse me, we have a 12 months coaching program. And most of the times I usually get, coach, I'm not in a relationship. Can I live out the relationship goals? Even healing is a relationship goal. Now you know. So before you step out and do relationships, make sure you do the work. Healing is a relationship goal. Stop calling unhealed pain standards. A lot of you have got so many unhealed pain in your system, in your space, and you call that as a standard when it's the wound. So you call wounds standards. You haven't been able to do the work that you're supposed to do. You haven't developed the part of you that needs to be worked on. Stop. You don't attract better by wanting better. You attract better by becoming better. One thing, I've been doing what I do for over 15 years. You don't attract better by wanting better. You attract better by becoming better. One of the things people never want to do. You always want better relationships with an outdated version of yourself. You want people to like you just as you are. You want to show up in relationships with a 20, actually not even 20, 1991 model of yourself, as outdated as you are, as dilapidated as you are. You want somebody to pick you just as you are. You want better when you're not better at all. You are not intentional about doing that. So you are dilapidated. Somebody must just take you as you are, because our names are Jesus Christ. We are the messiahs to pick you just as you are. So you can play with our hearts, so you can experiment. Come on, type in the comment section. You won't run game on me. Better come correct. You will not run game on me. You better come correct. Number two, clarity before chemistry. Attraction without alignment will always cost you your peace. So you gotta be clear. You need to have clarity before you claim, oh, I got the chemistry. Everybody can have the chemistry. Your body will move when they see the opposite sex. And unfortunately, your body even moves for garbage. Your body got no sense. Your brain, that's why your head is gonna have clarity. Your head is gonna have sense. You need to really understand that your brain needs to have the sense you need for relationships. Because your body is gonna pick what they're gonna pick. You need to be very intentional about the relationships that you're doing. So are you clear? Because your body will always be clear on what it wants. And unfortunately, sometimes your body desires what doesn't make sense at all. And that's why it's your personal responsibility to be very clear about the things you desire, about the things that you want when it comes to relationships. You got to be very intentional. If you don't know what you want, you will accept what you get. You get anything that is presented to you because you're not sure about what you desire, about what you want. And that's one of the bigger problems for most people. You have no idea. And most of you think you know what you want, you have no idea what you want. It's because you're showing up in these relationships confused. So you have no idea what you're looking for. You have no idea what you want, what you desire. What is it that you want? And most of you are so sincere, and you're sincere wrong. You act like you know what you want when you have no idea what you want. Again, going back to the first point, because you keep showing up unhealed, unclear about what you desire. You move with your hormones, and hormones are the most terrible pickers of partners when it comes to relationships. You are too hormonal, you move with your hormones, you pick with your hormones. And that's why you are always in your feelings and always in trouble when it comes to relationships. You don't know what you want, so you pick what's available. So you gotta be very intentional as a single person. Have an understanding, know what you desire, know what you need to work with. The last point I'm going to speak to when I speak to the singles: stop dating from a place of loneliness. Stop dating from a place of loneliness. Love chosen to escape loneliness becomes a prison. Being alone is better than being emotionally unsafe. A lot of you are too lonely and you're picking people from a place of loneliness, not from a place of sense and a place of wisdom or purpose. You're just picking because that's what's available. You're just picking because you're too lonely. And especially now that Valentine's is coming up, a lot of you are out here in these streets picking, just trying to pick what's available for Valentine's. You're just picking what is available for Valentine's. You're collecting. Come on, is it making sense? Type 1 if you can hear me. That's the place you're picking from. Let me speak to the marrieds. You are in a new year. Now, just because you're taken doesn't mean the work is done. I've spoken to the singles, I'm speaking to the marrieds. Just because you are in a relationship, you are taken, just doesn't mean that it is finished. So, point number 1 that you need to understand is love must evolve. What worked in your first year, second year, third year may not work in 2026, and you gotta evolve. You need to be intentional about growing and becoming the best version of yourself. So, any successful relationship has to consistently keep evolving. If you will build a successful relationship, you need to be very intentional about evolving and going to the next level. So, love must evolve. You need to be very intentional about that. Point number 2: communication is a daily discipline. This is why we keep telling you, marry people you love, marry people you enjoy, not people you endure, because talking becomes like a burden. Talking is going to be a burden. So every time your partner desires for you to communicate and have conversations, kwatiwa kuvutisa, because you're dealing with people you do not love and you don't like. Let me not even use the word love. Let me use the word like. Be very intentional about communicating. So, what skills are you going to develop? What skills are you going to work on to make sure your relationship becomes better? So, one of the things you need to understand is that silence builds distance faster than arguments. A lot of you resort into silent treatment. You don't understand that the more you stay silent, you're building distance between you and your partner. So you have to vocalize, you gotta say it. You have to be intentional about communicating with your partner. One of my favorite quotes, and I've said it, and if you followed me for years, you heard me repeat this for the last 10 years. Don't let silence kill what conversation can cure. Don't let silence kill what conversation can cure. Be intentional about using your lips. I know you use those lips for one basic activity. Use it for something deeper. Be intentional about using your lips for something deeper than what you almost use those lips for. So you have to be very intentional. You have to work around that. How can I be intentional about doing what I'm supposed to do? Use it for something deeper. I'll be winding up. So if you have any question, be very start typing the questions you have so I can deal with them. You can't just wake up each and every year in, year out, waking up with no goals. The last point to the marriage, romance must be intentional. Romance must be intentional. It's Valentine's. Yes, we know Valentine's is just another day. Yeah, we get it. But do you do all those special things any other day, if we may ask you? So some of you use that as an excuse not to be intentional towards your partner. And by the way, this is not just for men to be romantic, because some of you women are just receivers. You don't know how to pour out to your men, you don't know how to spoil your men. What was the most romantic thing you've done for your partner in the last 2 months? What was the most romantic thing you did for your partner the last 1 month? Since you say Valentine's is just another day, tell us what you did last month or the last 2 months. Let me be gracious enough. Since Valentine's is just another day, what was the most romantic thing you did for your partner? The husband, your wife, or the person you dated? I'm waiting. Guys, be quick, be quick. I have 6 minutes to go. Any questions do you have? Do you have any questions? I have 6 minutes to go. Type out the question if you have. So as we step into 20, if you're married, if you're single, planning to date, or you're in a relationship, what are some of the things that you're going to do? What are the goals that you're going to set with your person, with your partner, to make sure that 2026 is not just any other day? This is why you are in relationships and you're out there looking for your soulmate, because you're not watering the one you have. So you're looking for excitement outside, because you are leaving the responsibility of the relationship you have out here chasing for the new fire. Build your own fire. For single people, if you want somebody to see you and to notice you, be very intentional about being noticeable in 2026. Be very intentional about setting goals that position you for better relationships. So be very intentional to show up so that your person can see you. Set the high goals and crush those goals. Whether single, taken, Set those high goals for 2026 about your relationships. Whether if you are single, set high goals on how you will show up. Some of you, your goal is just to smile because some of you look like you've been baptized in lemonade when the opposite sex wants to ask for your number and talk to you. Set a goal, be intentional. Your goal could be I'll smile more. Some of you, your goal would be I'll smell good, I'll smell delicious. Not to you, you're smelling like wagona kumaliro. Smell good. Be very intentional about how you show up. Setting high standards. Just don't set high standard on how you want people to treat you. Set high standards how you show up so that you're a pleasant experience. This actually goes to married people too, even you that are in relationships. Smell good. Some of you, the last time you smelled good in your relationship, in your marriage, was 20 years ago. Smell good. Your goal should be I'll be clean. Shave all the right places. Be intentional. Show up the correct way. Those are goals. Be intentional on how you will do all these things. It's too direct. I gotta be direct. Be very intentional on what you're gonna do. Smell like a good time. Don't smell like I can't wait to get back home. I can't wait to sleep. I can't wait to leave my house. And some of you, your partners can't tell you these things I'm telling you because you'll be offended. Some of you ndevu zingena na mkamwa. Your beard zingena na mkamwa. You can't, please shave. Make a dentist appointment. It's part of a relationship goal. Single, married, dating. It's a relationship goal. Go and see a dentist. Wagezeko mkamwa, wagezeko na meno. It's a goal. The same way you pursued the person you're with, or the same way you want the right person to pursue you, is how you need to show up and do the correct thing for that relationship. Christabel, yes. Let's be intentional. Let's be intentional on how we're going to do all those. Let's be intentional. Some of you, if your partners tell you the things I am telling you, nishiendamia pamia la relationship, you're disrespectful. So if you don't want people to sound like they're disrespecting you, respect yourself. That's another thing about growth is self-correct. Self-correct. So it doesn't sound disrespectful when it's coming from your partner. Self-correct. No, tindevu ngataluma nkuku ya black. Guys, mwambera ati ndevu ngatwaluma nkuku ya black. It's very true. So when your wife tells you that, and women of these days are very disrespectful, please self-correct. Exactly. We have to be very intentional about what we do. Some of these relationship problems you are praying and fasting for will disappear. You won't even need to do another fast. You won't need to do another fast. Just collect common sense, and your relationship will be on fire. Your relationship will go to the next level. Just collect common sense, and your relationship will go to the next level. your relationship will go to the next level. Just get some sense. Assess yourself. That's why get some honest friends in your space, mentors, coaches, and allow them to speak into your life. Allow them to correct you when they need to correct you. Yesterday, I was at the mall. Excuse me. I was at the mall yesterday, and I'm just blown away at how there's just days I ask women, do you have friends? Because some of the things we see in these streets of how some women dress, like, guys, what happened to Kuipima? Like with my shape in this dress or in these pants, will it work? Just calculate. As an adult, just talk to yourself. Give yourself personal advice before you go out in the street. If you will be offended with that people giving you advice, just weigh yourself. Because some people, looking good is a lot of effort. Some people are just born like that. They got the swag on them. Like they know, like clothes like them. Some of us, come on guys, just know who you are. Some of you, your walk with clothes is by faith. You gotta go through so much. Some people, clothes just hug them, clothes enjoy them. So work on what you need to work on. Be intentional about that. Be intentional about that. Be intentional about that in 2026. I've given you so much leakage that now you will go and translate it into these things. And part of one of those goals is go to your partner is, hey babe, how would you like me to show up for you? Guys, love, that is why I always say love is not complicated. Ndimo chabe wovuta. You are the one who's complicated. Just speak good English to your partner and ask them, how can I serve you? How can I show up for you? Imolionse ni kukudonsa, kukudonsa. You have finished all the aunties and uncles' houses to go and sort out your relationship problems. You have finished every house in your family. Be intentional about what you're going to do. Be intentional about how you're going to show up. I wish you all the best. And if you've not registered for our relationship, our Goals 2026 masterclass, we've been having conversations about business goals, relationship goals, lifestyle goals, career goals, financial goals. We've just been spiritual goals. We've been having these. It's a whole list. Make a date, come to Urban Hotel, but you gotta book in advance because if you just show up, we'll say we have no seat for you and you'll be offended. If you've not booked your seat for the Goals Masterclass, personal life strategy, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it today. Make that registration. Send me a DM, check the WhatsApp number, and send us the details and register for that. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in.